Good evening, folks. Conscious that we need to get our micro niches into the dock by tomorrow evening. I definitely need to do some work on that. So potentially this video is just me procrastinating and not taking action on that. One micro niche I thought about, which I think is one to add, is sober events. To be honest, I need to get out there more. I need to get out there to events more, to actually chat to people. Luckily, I know someone who has a few contacts in that area who loves going to these types of events as well. So I think it will be helpful for me to go along to those events and meet them, chat. Obviously, try not to make them think that I'm pinching their idea, but just to sort of understand what the motions were and who specifically they were targeting. And I think I've only scratched the surface. There's only like 2 or 3 that I've looked at so far, which are popular. And the demographic, if I look at those events, the demographic there is quite a lot of young people. So I'd say like in their 20s, both boys and girls. But some older people as well. Things with spirituality kind of events, I think, you know, you speak to someone that's not on that path and you tell them about this whole other world of spirituality events, you're not going to know about them unless, for whatever reason, you've had to go through some shit. And you know, I'd never have known that this thing existed if it wasn't for the fact that I was in a lot of pain a year ago. But having spoken to sort of a couple of people in AA, you know, I'm breaking my anonymity here big time, so maybe that's not a good idea. Anyway, no, fuck it, whatever. So I've got some feedback from some people, and the feedback is positive. And I need to ask more people going to these events what there needs to be more of, and understand who it's going to target. You know, I don't think we're saturated really at the moment in London. There's a few, and there are some very popular ones. Like I looked at Morning Gloryville. You know, if you go on their social media, they've got over 20,000 followers on their Instagram, which, from what I've seen so far, is by far the biggest. So that's pretty huge. Whereas you look at a couple of others, and they've only got a few hundred or a couple of thousand. I say only, but you know, in comparison to the 20,000. Yeah, and I think the Morning Gloryville actually is global. So they've obviously done something right, but I'm not sure how they've targeted what they've done there. So still more work to do. I'm thinking in my head the micro niche is going to be, you know, is it people in their 20s? Is it guys in their 20s? Early 20s, mid 20s that are still in this kind of hell of like getting to the weekend and messing themselves up, and they can't. I don't know. To be continued.